Welcome, listeners. Tonight, I invite you to step into the shadows, where fear lurks and reality blurs. Our story unfolds in an unassuming house, where the air is thick with secrets and the walls seem to whisper. At the heart of this tale is a man who has found himself trapped, not just within the confines of his home, but within the suffocating grip of his own mind. My name is Chozen, and this is what happened. I had been running on fumes for weeks. As a financial analyst for a factory, that relentless pace of work often spilled over into my off hours. When the demands of the job grew dire, I found myself piloting a forklift in the warehouse. Navigating the maze of pallets and stock, 16-hour shifts became a new norm, a far cry from my usual 8. Each day blurred into the next as I squeezed in a punishing gym routine, a shower, and a meal before collapsing into bed. On this particular evening, after another grueling shift followed by an intense workout, I returned home, wiped out. I showered and settled into my chair, the glow from my computer screen illuminating my tired face. I dove into a battle with my favorite first-person shooter, but soon the weight of exhaustion wrapped around me like a heavy blanket, urging me towards slumber. When I finally shut down my screen, turned off the lights, brushed my teeth, and washed my face, the relief of laying down felt like a warm embrace. And I closed my eyes, surrendering to the allure of dreams. But then, dread seeped in. Though I lay with my eyes closed, I couldn't shake the feeling of being wide awake. I opened my eyes to find my room exactly as I left it, but as I attempted to move, panic struck. I was frozen, my body unresponsive, except for the gaze. What is happening? I thought. Fighting, rising panic. I closed my eyes again, wishing this was just a dream. But behind the suffocating silence came a sharp bang, reverberating through the room. The sound was so powerful, I thought someone must be right beside me. I flung my eyes open, but the room was empty. Then I heard it. Voices, distorted murmurs, filled the air, incomprehensible and chilling. My heart raced, echoing in my ears as I strained to understand. But the sound vanished. The creaking of the wooden bed frame rattled me further. It felt as though the weight of my mattress was pressing me, making it hard to breathe. I was certain that this was the end, that I was slipping away into a dark abyss. Then, with a jolt, I suddenly found myself on the street outside my home. Confusion struck me as I took in the scene. A bleak, overcast sky hung heavy above. No cars navigated the road, and the silence was suffocating. It felt as though I had been dropped into a void. Again, the familiar sensation of paralysis gripped me. My breath quickened, and from the depths of a swirling fog, a tall figure appeared, cloaked in black, with its face shrouded. It emerged slowly, like a specter stepping through a mist. I screamed. My voice was raw with fear. "Who are you?" The figure said nothing, a haunting silence stretching between us. Rage and terror surged within me as I screamed again. "Who are you?" The entity merely raised a finger, pointing directly at me with a malicious chuckle that chilled me to the bone. In an instant, I was back in my bed, my heart racing. I looked up to see the entity looming over me, its weight pressing onto my chest, constricting my breath. It began to mumble, words that slithered into my ears, a dark incantation I couldn't understand. Desperation gripped me. I struggled to move, every fiber of my being screaming to escape. With sheer willpower, I mustered the strength to move my arm just slightly, whispering, "God help me." Immediately after uttering these words, I awoke, gasping, drenched in sweat, Fear coursing through my veins. My bedroom walls felt like they were closing in. Darkness flickered in the corners of my mind, leaving me lost and unsettled. My thoughts raced, a whirlwind of confusion and dread. What had I just experienced? Had it been mere imagination, or something more sinister? As I stumbled out of bed, the only coherent thought that echoed in my mind was a plea for divine intervention. I made my way to the front door, yearning for the cool night air to calm the tempest within. As I stepped outside, the weight of my encounter pressed heavily on my chest. The glow from the porch lights illuminated my mother's worried face as she rushed toward me. "Where are you going at this hour?" Her voice trembled with concern, and I had barely managed to utter a response when I noticed the fear in her eyes deepen. Just outside for a bit," I said, but her gaze drifted over my shoulder, past me, focused on my neck. "Dear," she gasped, her voice choking on unspoken terror. "Why is your neck red with hand marks?" In that moment, the weight of horror settled like a shroud around me. The night was far from over, and the darkness had only just begun to reveal its secrets.